Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Byproducts of Byproducts of Byproducts of Byproducts, where at the end of the day they will give you so little byproduct that you can't really make a product out of it. You just get samples. Shame. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? How's life? It has been such a long time since the last episode that I'm guessing you guys are asking, Lash, what the hell have you been up to? That is a very valid question. I was tackling a single problem. Therefore, let me try and explain to you what is our main problem. Look in front of you. What do you see? No, not the beautiful eyes. Behind it. Yes, machines. What do you see over here? Oh yes, more machines. Oh wow, more machines. And I'm assuming by now you guys get the gist. Yes, far more machines. There are even machines down here, which you can't see. And what do machines have in common? That's true. They're jerks. They need power. So how were we tackling the issue in the past? Well, we were using Ceton boosted diesel in order to power our generators, and we were making it in our refinery. Over there, if you remember it. It has gone through like 5 or 6 makeovers since the start of the series, so I highly doubt that you remember it. At one point I even went with high octane gasoline, but the problem is that you get so little byproducts that high octane gasoline, even though it's a much better fuel, it's not a viable option, so we're back to fuel. But the issue with making fuel with oil is that you need all of these machines, and all of these machines require fuel in order to make you fuel. And since we are at the EV age, we need tons of fuel, and if I want to expand on it, I need more fuel. It's very complicated, I know, you cannot spend 50% of your fuel just to make additional fuel. So I decided to go with something simpler, which does not require that many machines. It's just that it's a bit far away. Yes, over here at our new farm. We are making biodiesel. Well, technically in this farm we're just making fish oil. Biodiesel is essentially a low-grade fuel which you can upgrade it to Ceton boosted diesel. You just get less amount, that's it. For producing it you either need seed oil or fish oil, as well as methanol or ethanol. Anyhow, we're taking the fish oil, we're putting it inside a pipe, which literally goes all the way to our refinery over there. Oh, and at every interval I do have a very small tank because the long-range pipes are not available in my version. They come to these large chemical reactors, and we have 2 of them because one of them is mixing it with ethanol and the other one with methanol. And as a result we get a crazy amount of biodiesel from both of them, as well as something very important. Glycerol. Don't focus on the glycerol right now, that's something that we have to take care of later on. But for the moment we have biodiesel, we need Ceton boosted diesel. Anyhow, now that you're up to date, let us get down to business. Actually, just before we go ahead and fix the fuel issue for the base, let us fix the fuel issue for me. Food. I want to try and make the healing axe, and we need 2 obsidian sticks. And considering the fact that I have the Kikoku, we have an activation sigil. We have 230 uses left and we need 27 nuggets. This is the part I hate the most. So we have 10 seconds to craft the axe, otherwise I'm going to die. We're good? Yes. Or was this the stable one? I didn't read. So by holding the healing axe from extra utilities 2 in my hand, I should be able to just gain saturation and never go hungry. I feel lonely. Hello. You know, I just got a lot of redstone. Maybe I should make a mob farm. Stupid mobs. There is a quest for getting the healing axe, but you have to give them a bajillion items and also a lot of food. And I don't really like sharing food with no one. So now we can get down to business. We have biodiesel, we need Ceton boosted diesel. And how do we do that? We need to mix it with tetranitromethane, which itself is a combination of nitric acid, as well as ethanol, which is essentially acetone. Let us fix the acetone for the fuel first, and then we move to nitric acid. And I was kind of doing that already over here. We had a pyrolyzed oven, and yeah, we have a lot of charcoal. I don't really remember why I dismantled it, so let us assemble it. Considering the fact that I had almost all the material, that took far longer than I hoped. Oh, I burned myself. It's fine. As I have already mentioned, in order to make Ceton boosted diesel, we need acetone and we need nitric acid. We just took care of the acetone. I have to upgrade our fish oil, but that's something for later on. But what we are doing at this very moment is that we have some oak plants, which are making us a lot of logs, and those logs go inside a pyrolyzed oven, and that pyrolyzed oven is going to make us wood vinegar. That wood vinegar is being distilled into acetone, and that's the crops, don't you worry. And that acetone obviously goes through the pipe and ends up just down here, under the tunnel. Are you full, by the way? No. Its production is relatively slow, and I'm thinking maybe I should upgrade the pyrolyzed oven from HP to EV, cause it will be double the speed. And that should also solve the issue with the logs. You know, they jump everywhere. One thing that I would like to mention is that that is not our only source of acetone, because we are also processing wood vinegar over here. We're actually processing every single charcoal byproduct. We still have our pyrolyze ovens over here, and we also have our distilleries. I did rearrange them and they're slightly more efficient. And I even moved the wood farm. So if you remember, we used to have a wood farm over here and now it's down there. Look. Much better. The other one was too far away and I could not have a fuel line, and well, here is very close. We're producing fuel here. Anyways, that takes care of the acetone. Now I need nitric acid. So nitric acid is essentially a combination of hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen, meaning that if we mix nitrogen and hydrogen we're going to get ammonia, and if I add oxygen to it we will get nitric acid. So getting those gases are relatively easy because we get nitrogen and oxygen from centrifuging air, which sounds kind of weird, but we have a decent amount. And we get hydrogen as well as oxygen from electrolyzing water, which we do have a setup for it in the base, but we don't have anything here. My next order of business should be to centralize everything, because this is not gonna work. So it has been a while later, and I think I did manage to do what I wanted to do originally. So, as I was saying, we were making nitrogen and oxygen way over there. You can see the pipes. We bring them under the staircase, over here. We're mixing the nitrogen and the hydrogen that we're getting from electrolyzing water over here, so that we would be able to make ammonia. This one makes ammonia, sends it over here, then we take the oxygen from electrolyzing water as well as the ammonia, and over here we're making nitric acid, which goes back inside this chemical reactor. And it's empty. Did you just make it? Oh yeah, here it is. Then I'm taking the acetone from our farm through this pipe, we are heating it up into ethanol, and we're mixing it with nitric acid so that we get tetranitromethane. And that's what we need in order to make ceton boosted diesel. Also, the reason that this guy is full of acetone as well as ethanol is not because our farm is super efficient, it's because we had a huge backlog of acetone over here. Of course, the final step, that's a creeper. We go away. As I was saying, the final step is to take biodiesel as well as fuel from over here, mix it with tetranitromethane, and get ceton boosted diesel. This is incredibly fast. I crafted everything manually and it took like 2 minutes to make 500,000 buckets. 500,000 millibuckets. Also, that stupid creeper is not in a very good spot. Maybe we should let him despawn. Did you despawn? I think so. Anyways, this guy is in a terrible spot. I think I should move it over here. So I have moved it back by a few blocks and I still need to empty this, but we do have some piping to do. This guy is biodiesel and it's almost full. This one is almost full as well. We're just in time. I would like to mention that piping is going to be incredibly garbage, because I have so many pipes and I forgot what they do. But don't you worry, this is why I have a massive basement here, just for pipes. And I do understand I can paint the pipes, but chances are I will forget which color I assign to which fluid. I don't want any HV pumps. Do we have MV? Oh yes, we do. Plenty. So my dear friend, you get a pump, you also get a pump, and the biodiesel should now go inside the chemical reactor. Is it? Yes. I think for the tetranitromethane we also take it from the same route. You know, 90% of my problems would have been solved if someone would have given me an ender tank. Oh, that's where the bats come from. That stupid tetra blah blah can come from here, I guess. Yes, we're getting it. Good. I had to empty the tank because we're going to get tons of ceton boosted diesel that has a pump. Thank you. And if we give the combustion generator some fuel, smack it with a mallet, here is ceton boosted diesel. In very large quantities. I'm so happy. I can fill it in, right? Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, our fuel situation has been solved. We are generating it at a massive rate. You see, I'm not even filling it in. It's just that I also need to make a facade for this guy like these ones, and well, we need to use some conduits, I guess. Because I need to put facades here, and this one is a roof tile, so you can't have a facade, so janky wiring it is. So we are doing good, but we ran into a problem. What else is new? Production of tetranitromethane is not as fast as you would think, because this guy is currently working at HV. It has MV combustion generators, so it's working at HV. It takes it 16 seconds in order to make 1 bucket of ammonia. And you need 8 buckets of ammonia to make 8 buckets of nitric acid in order to make 2 buckets of tetranitromethane. So I get it like every 2 minutes, and that's not good. I have been making nitric acid over here for a while. Let us take some. Almost 1,000 buckets. So for the moment we're going to cheat and add the nitric acid manually. I heard a creeper. There is a cavity somewhere and I have no idea where it is. Yeah, that is going to speed it up by quite a bit. But I think I have to upgrade this chemical reactor to EV by upgrading the combustion generators to HV. It's just that I'm not sure if we have enough. So much garbage. Oh, we have some. So yes, It now takes 4 seconds. That's great. It does consume a decent amount of fuel, but I think this is a nice rate. We almost have 3000 buckets of ceton boosted diesel, so I'm really not gonna complain. Of course, later on we're going to have problems with production of acetone, but that is something that we're going to fix far later on, not today. Ceton boosted diesel is not something new in our series, but the difference between this time and the previous times is that this one is automatic, meaning I don't have to do anything. It will just generate us fuel. And what that basically means is that very soon we should be able to start working on a central power station because power is free. Although there are a lot more things that I have to do. First off, I have to clean up the place. I have to make some piping in order to distribute the fuel between different locations around our base. Especially up here because this place is eating through fuel. Look, and this was the last of our fuel, so if it would run out, we didn't have fuel. Also, the production of fish oil for biodiesel is not very optimized because we're not processing it fast enough. I mean, look, most of the crops are not being harvested. That means that these guys are doing a very garbage job. It's not their fault, they're LV, we need more of them. And maybe more crops. And for increased acetone, maybe I can upgrade this pyrolyze oven as well. It's now working at HV, maybe we can bump it up to EV. At first I was doing that, but then I thought maybe it's a waste of fuel. Now it's not. Anyways, let me try and clean up our refinery over there, just a bit, and then I'll be right back. So again, it's not a work of art, but I did manage to clean up, and that was the point, because I said I'm going to clean up, not make a beautiful masterpiece. That's something that I can't do anyways. Oh, the chests are glitching. Nice. Anyways, I just covered the platform. We have an access hatch here, which I did bring a door for it, like so. And I also cleaned up down here, because, you know, this is the piping area. Back here is still a mess, but I will fix it later on. And this area is finally flat and empty of holes, because our next project is here anyways, so I might as well have a flat ground. Over here at our crop area, I also made a few changes. For example, we have more fluid extractors, and we also have an extra patch of fish, meaning that our fish oil production has been increased by a lot. I also did manage to upgrade our pyrolyze oven to EV by having HV combustion generators, so our acetone production has also been sped up. Oh, and by the way, the reason that I went with fish oil and not seed oil is because yes, there is a crop which gives you a lot of seed oil, but the problem is that that one has like 4 stages of growth, while fish have only 3. This crop gives you more seed oil, but it's slower to grow, so overall I think it's slower. Besides, that one has an added benefit of giving me gold nuggets. Anyways, let us move on to the next part of the plan, the rocket. If you guys remember last episode, we did manage to make it a tier 2 rocket, which is going to take us to Mars and its moons, and also I think some of the asteroids. The problem is that this guy does not work with ceton boosted diesel, and you need a special type of fuel. Some of you guys mentioned to me that you don't need to make the special fuel, it does fly with ceton boosted diesel. It does not. I checked. Anyways, this fuel that we don't need in very large quantities, I heard a cat. Anyways, I don't think we need it in large quantities, but it's essentially a combination of liquid oxygen and RP1, which basically is just kerosene. As a byproduct of charcoal, we're getting tons of kerosene. The actual problem is processing it. If you look at the recipe, we need something called a chemical plant. The controller itself is not that bad, we can manage it, but since it has to be a tier 3, it has to be made out of stainless steel, and this is the list of materials. We are screwed. It's expensive. So I have been checking the manual, and it seems that we are going to need almost 60 of these HV machine casings, which is made out of stainless steel, and around 80 of these stainless steel machine casings. When I was trying to process high-octane gasoline, we actually had a massive distillation tower over here, because high-octane gasoline is made from naphtha, and well, I had light fuel and heavy fuel to distill. So we can use some of the material that I used from dismantling one of the distillation towers, and that's only 42. Okay, 38 more to go. Anyways, the rest I just have to craft. There's no way around it. Actually our supply is not the worst. We have 1500 stainless steel left. It's a shame, at my highest point I had like 3500. We still need to cook a crazy amount of stainless steel. I do have a few dust, that should be 18 stacks. I can't carry it. Okay. Oh, come on. I hate warp. You know, some of them are just annoying. So you're the nitrogen one, you're the oxygen one. Oh, and you have plenty of oxygen. Okay, that should give us a decent amount of stainless steel. This is from titanium, right? It's been a while. I forgot. It was from titanium, and I do have a decent supply. Oh, come on, stop. It even goes through the window. Oh boy, it's actually far more complex than I thought. So we are going to need coils. I'm going to go with Cantle because I think I have the wires. We need 27, so I'm not sure if we have enough. No, it's not enough, but we have more ingots. We also need some mica insulators. We have not done this in a very long time. And you are also an assembler with some silicon rubber. I think I was making my spacesuit with silicon rubber, but who cares? We just remove you and put you back. So it's with copper, insulator and wire. Yes, I think that was too much copper. That is our 27 coils. That's good. We have a decent amount of clean stainless machine casings, and now we just need the HV machine casings. We have 61, I think it was like 57. That's good. So you're off the list, you're off the list, you're also off the list. We need 18 steel pipe casings, which is not that bad. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. We almost have everything. Oh, it gives you one. Okay. I need more pipes. So the pipings are also done, therefore it's off the list. And I almost had a heart attack because I was looking at the recipe of the catalyst housing as well as the controller itself, and I noticed that in order to make the integral encasement 2, we need something called basic magneto-resonatic circuit. At this point, I think they're just making up names. Anyways, it needed something which we were not in the position to get, and thankfully, well, I went to the second page. It can be any garbage circuit, not just this one. So it's just that we need molten silicon carbide. Don't worry, it's warp. I'm used to it. I'm assuming that's not how you get it? Yes, mixer, silicon, carbon. So circuit number 12, carbon and silicon. You don't work. For some reason I have never used you and you were not connected. Okay, now do you work? Yes. The worst part of this mod pack is that you need to take 500 steps just to make a single block. Here is our silicon carbide, so we're good. Warp again. Thank you. It's like one every 10 minutes. So now in order to make this integral encasement, which needs the molten silicon carbide, we need Tumbaga. And in order to make the controller, we also need to have some cobalt brass. So Tumbaga is not the worst. I can make it inside the mixer, but I'm lazy. We need it in plate form. And we also need a few gears. Of course, we only need 8 of those encasements, but I'm going to make as much as we can. Because, you know, we might need it later on. Here is the gear. Good, good. And cobalt brass is also super easy. We don't need that many as well. This is the best part of having almost infinite fuel because you can run like 12 different machines at the same time. I think I missed something. Black metal. I thought it's black bronze. This is different. Oh, it's manganese, lead and carbon. Okay. And of course you have to be a different circuit. Oh, it gives you a lot. I thought it's going to need a blast furnace, but apparently you just cook it. And that is almost all the material that we need in order to make the encasement, except for the biocircuit, which is essentially a vacuum tube. Okay, I have so much vacuum tube, I don't care. But it has to be circuit number 20. Yes. So my dear friend, you go in as well. And if I give you silicon carbide, you should start working, yes. And it is so fast. Well, we need 6 for the controller and only 2 for the catalyst housing, so we're already done. So ladies and gentlemen, after a bunch of crafting, we're almost done. And by almost done, I mean we are ready to make the controller for the chemical plant. So we just need some steel gear, aluminium plate, and I think it's 9 pieces of steel? Oh, it takes 60 seconds, okay. Should I tell a joke until it's ready? Well, by the time that it's getting ready, let us also make some bronze gear. For the catalyst. Oh, it's ready. Yes. A quest? No? Yes. So that was 8 steel ingots, not 9. Oh, and it doesn't consume the circuit. Interesting. So this is not a crafting ingredients, it's just configuration for machines. I didn't know that. Now that we have the controller, it is time for the catalyst housing. It's not being built. Input bus MV. Oh, it's LED. LED? Yes. Why does it have to take 30 seconds? I don't get it. At least for the first time my ratios were correct. We don't have excess bronze. So with this guy, I think we should have everything we need in order to make the chemical plant. It's like a 7x7x7. That's too big. But let me try to read this because I'm sure there's going to be a trick to it, and then I'll be right back. Hello, beautiful. So since I'm going to set it up over here next to our kerosene, we need a roof. We need a ring of 7x7 of these blocks. I should fill it in with HV machine casings. The controller seems to go here. I know you're incomplete. The second layer should be a 3x3 of coils, followed by more machine casings. This is gonna be an ugly building. Oh boy. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. Then I need a layer of pipes. And then we have to alternate. So it's going to be coils, pipes, and coils again. Which the final layer of coils have to be surrounded with machine casings one more time. I don't think I have enough. Oh no, maybe I do. It's fine. That is 6 layers. And the 7th one has to be just these guys. So 49. I think we also need to have some hatches, but I don't know where they go. Hatches can only be placed on the bottom layer edges. So I don't know if I misread this thing or not, but I did watch a video tutorial and it seems I was missing a few bits and pieces. First off, you need these columns. And finally, by the corners of the bottom layer, I just think that they meant this side, not here. In any case, maintenance has been provided and everything should work. So this is just going to be for testing purposes, but let us have a connection of pipe to you. We extract the kerosene, we put it inside the distillery. You need circuit number 23. Yes. Rocket fuel. I need an extra pump. Actually, I don't need an extra pump. I can just do this. And then you just eject to the left. Yes, we're getting kerosene. Is it hot? Oh yeah. And also a circuit number 1. I don't really know if we needed the catalyst. So do you work? No. Do you have to go inside the catalyst chamber? I have no idea why you don't work. I have been playing this for a while. I watched the tutorial like 7 times, I went to the wiki, I read tons of material. And then I realized this is not oxygen, it's liquid oxygen. And this is literally why I have 1 liquid oxygen cell over here, because I wanted to know if I can craft it. And then I forgot. So yeah, it happened. So I'm assuming if we put it in, it worked. Finally. Oh, it takes 15 seconds, okay. But ladies and gentlemen, RP1 rocket fuel. We can go to Mars. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.